And welcome back to Trip to the Mound. We are the iBaseballChannel podcast. Roy Giovanoni and Mike Lacoste here. So, Mike, it is your favorite time of the week. It is PYAO time.
Boy, and I try not to get over that far, that part of the country, but I have to now, and I'm going to, just so I can kind of smooth out some rough relationships with the people on the East Coast. But it's time to recognize one of our guys from the Rangers and one of our guys from the Miami clubs that have actually really pitched their ass off.
Yeah. And before we do that, I always like to talk about a couple of the honorable mentions and kind of pick your brain on that. One of them being Cincinnati Reds' Johnny Cueto.
We've talked about him before,
Yeah.
In fact, I've talked about him a lot, even on the radio at WLW, the big one in Cincinnati. And so, and I'm sure we're going to be talking about him again. But yes, he's got himself. I guess it's been quite a while since a Reds pitcher has thrown back-to-back complete games.
Since 2012 when Matt Latos did it. So.
Okay. So
yeah.
So that's a tip of the cap to Johnny Cueto, but
keeping him alive in the NL Central when again nobody's clear-cut and running away with that.
They're bunching.
Yeah, another guy again who's worth mentioning, but I know not quite hitting the button with you, is Adam Wainwright. 7 more scoreless innings last night before a little hyperextension of the knee. But did say that it looks like he's not going to miss his next start in doing so. So that's...
Yeah. Hopefully he didn't hurt that knee. I've hyperextended my left knee and pitched for 6-7 years in the big leagues with a torn ACL. So hopefully that didn't happen. But, I've said some good things about Wainwright in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's going to keep dialing it in, because he's that kind of a pitcher. He's been in the, he's a Cy Young guy almost every year that he puts in a full season now. It seems like the last 3 or 4 years, aside from the injury.
Yeah.
But it looks like he's getting right back at it,
Yeah. And another guy that's, speaking of dialing it in and who's known to have been doing so over most of his career has been Cliff Lee, who again, the other night against the Dodgers, 10 Ks, 8 innings, retired 20 Dodgers in a row. Another guy setting
And I just want to make a little point here about this guy. We've talked about this. Everybody's wanting to know, how this happens, or they don't bring this up. But here's a guy that you saw was not throwing. His velocity was at
90, pretty much right. Yeah, right at 90.
Yeah, and so the reason he's able to do that and come back and do it at this point in time is because of his mechanics and the fact that we heard from an interview with a local guy here, a big league pitcher that's a pitching coach. That'll be up pretty soon, but. Again, it's all about going towards home plate, get your head out there, and get the extension, and that's your so-called deception. When you can let go of the ball closer to home plate, I don't care how hard you throw, it's going to be better than if you can't.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
All right, so we can move on now.
Yeah, so again, but it's nice that Cliff Lee, in some ways, is very similar to the first guy that's going to be our AL award winner this week. Again, Martin Perez, who this afternoon, just pitched his second consecutive complete game shutout in the Rangers' victory.
Yeah, boy. So here's a guy that's got this, so obviously good stuff, really good stuff. Hasn't allowed a run.
26 innings consecutive.
Pitching in the American League, in these parks and stuff. And but then when you look at him, Roy, you hope that he doesn't pull a Dontrell Willis with the hyperextension of the landing leg because it's violent. It's in hyperextension. He's not careful. He's going to hurt himself really bad.
Talk a little bit about that. Where to people that may not fully understand that term, where's a good spot for his landing leg to be? I mean, is it coming down stiff? Or?
His leg should be flexed, bent, and try to put the chest on top of the thigh.
Yeah.
He can't do that because he's doing what we call posting up. In other words, his leg he's landed flexed, but then he comes into posting up, stiffening that leg, and it goes beyond 90 degrees. You can see that with the naked eye. All right? Hyperextension.
Yeah.
So if that ever gets weak, then he's going to be in trouble. You got to watch it.
Yeah, and again, like I said, Martin Perez extended his scoreless inning streak to 26 beat the A's today, beat Sonny Gray. Who's
real tough on him.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no question about the stuff. You see what he's featuring. He's got the great sinking fastball, and he moves the ball around, sails it up and away. Got the good changeup and the breaking ball going. I mean, he's got really good stuff, man, big time.
Yeah.
You just don't do that to big league hitters without. It's not that kind of luck where it's just some rockets hitting at people, but when you see the kind of swings people are taking off of him and the strikeouts and all that, and that just doesn't happen.
Yeah. Well, and then again, of course, we inserted Perez in this afternoon based on what we had just seen, but the winner, again, our NL winner, and this was the guy that we had determined before this, Marlins starter Jose Fernandez, who last night was just filthy.
Yeah, the old little young Jose. He was, talk about a breaking ball. We talked about it a little bit, I think, before, but if you can see the highlights on this guy, watch where he starts the baseball and look where it ends up. Really pay attention the first, say, 2 or 3 feet out of the hand, the track that it's taking, and if you'll look at a lot of them, I mean, they're not all because they're located differently, but there are some that are started almost at the right-handed hitter, and by the time they wave at them, they're like a foot outside. So, and they are waving at them because they're not going to hit those unless they got a boat oar.
Oh, yeah. I mean, those pitches are falling way out of the zone. Again, 14 Ks and 8 shutout innings, allowing only 3 hits.
And do you think they were a little bit leery of the breaking ball? Because they're so leery of it, by the time he chunks in a little 94 up there about chin high, they just wave at it, and of course they're not catching up to that, and it looks like it's 100 miles an hour compared to that breaking ball.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
So, again, he's just making another situation where big league pitcher made big league hitters look pretty helpless.
Yeah, and a little interesting footnote to that game is that Alex Wood, the Braves starter, had 8 innings, 11 Ks, 1 run, and 4 hits, and it's his second straight 1-0 loss.
Yeah.
He pitched a good game to boot, but
sometimes, Roy, it's not how you pitch, it's when you pitch.
Yeah, and see, here's an interesting thing that I wanted to ask you, because this is a quote literally from Fernandez last night, who said that his breaking ball in the bullpen was horrible. He just said it was flat out horrible, but yet he steps onto the mound, and the breaking ball accounted for, I think they said 11 out of 14 of the third strikes of the 14 strikeouts.
He'll figure it out one day. They call it warm-ups for a reason, to warm up, and secondly, he's young and probably doesn't have a clue what he may think that it's not that good, but it does happen all the time, by the way. I mean, it's happened to me. It used to happen to me all the time. I just got to a point where I wasn't even really trying to, break off the best pitches down there. I was just trying to make sure my arm was loose and that I was okay with, gripping the baseball and my release points. I wasn't really trying to get through the baseball and really put just spinning the baseball and getting a feel for it. Couple out of the stretch, and I was out of there. I'm reaching for my coat, and I'm out of there.
Yeah.
So eventually, a lot of guys do get like that. Hopefully, guys warm up totally different, though. And so with me, all I'm trying to do is get a feel for the baseball where I can locate it to both sides of the plate comfortably and figure out my location and my release point. I'm not really worried about how much things are breaking or the sink on my fastball, because I figure if I got it, I'm going to find out real quick.
Yeah.
So what I do in that bullpen, I don't get paid to pitch in the bullpen anyway. So you can throw a lot of no-hitters down there, or you can, in your mind, feel real crappy down there, and it doesn't matter. It's what you're going to do between the lines. So
yeah,
you might as well just consider it a warm-up and go on out there and just after the first pitch, things happen.
Well, I think one other thing that you might be able to help fill in the blanks on is he didn't give a direct reason why, but he did, in his post-game comments, give a lot of praise to Jared Saltalamacchia, the catcher, for saying that he did a great job. He gave him as much credit as he took for himself.
You always credit your catchers when something like that happens, but if in his mind as a young pitcher, when he went out there, he's got a little bit of doubt, thinking, my curveball wasn't that good, so I'm gonna wait till I get 2 strikes on the guy, and that way if I throw one bad, it won't matter, because that's the feeling for a young pitcher. Now, what he's looking for is the confidence builder on a first pitch fastball for a ball, and then that catcher to go right to that breaking ball. Oh, okay, yeah, because you are going to have to do that. You're going to have to throw that behind in the count. So why not do it right now and get that confidence level up? And by the way, that's just usually a get me over breaking ball. It doesn't have to be the real nasty one down and away for the swing and miss. The hitter sees it start off the plate, he takes it, comes right in there, strike one. It's a confidence builder, and then you go from there. And that catcher that's onto that can really help a guy out like that, get him through that, and then next thing you know, here it comes.
Yeah.
And then,
Then you see what we saw.
It's over.
Yeah, so again, congratulations to Jose Fernandez of the Miami Marlins, and congratulations to Martin Perez of the Texas Rangers.
Way to go, gentlemen. You pitched your ass off.